as I was saying, yeah, the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. I don't know if you can see it from here, but this is where it talks about the sons of Ham. All right? Ham, which means hot, from the Hebrew word chem. The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood. It is not probably, it was, if you do the math. And one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, which means father or procreator or progene pusher, of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. And if you go over there and look where modern day Egypt is, it's so-called Africa, which got its name from Scipio Africanus, which is a white Roman general who conquered the land of the continent of Africa in the name of Rome. All right? Ethiopians, which is so-called Cush, Libyans, and Canaanites. If you go look on any map, matter of fact, I happen to have a map of Africa. And if you go look on it, you'll find so-called Egypt right there, Libya right there, Ethiopia right there. Now you won't see Canaan because, you know, the names got changed, the people got changed, but they got displaced. But you know that those countries, those names refer to modern day Africa. So they says, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor, or the family, the father of the dark races, not the Negroes. White man telling you right there that so-called Negroes is not African, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. So right there, we know who Zidon is, Canaan is, and let's go back to Joel. You'll find out that since we know that Zidon's father was Canaan, whose father was Ham, that's the so-called African. Go back in Joel, the 3rd chapter, verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre, and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your head. Recompense means payback. He said if they try to pay the Most High back, he's going to swiftly take their pay, whatever he's bringing back to pay back, and throw it in their face, man. Put it right back on their own head. Because why? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold and carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. What's his goodly and pleasant things? Well, he's going to tell us. Verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold into the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So who was back there? Who was Alexander the Great? Huh? Who was Alexander the Great? He was so-called Greek, so-called Macedonian. All right? If we go back into the Apocrypha, which they took out of the scriptures, out of the original 1611, which was part of the original Bible. If you go back there, you'll find out in the original Holy Bible, 1611 edition of the King James, the first edition, the Apocrypha was right there in the middle. So who gave right in 1826 to get rid of pieces of the Bible that was so-called canonized back in the 400s or 500s? There's the Apocrypha. That's where, here you go, Apocrypha. If you look up the history and the meaning, etymology of that word Apocrypha, you'll find out that the word Apocrypha means hidden words, secret words. So why did they put a book called Secret Words or Hidden Words, authorized King James Version? You ain't got no other books authorized by King James except the scriptures. And if you think I'm lying, go find one and bring it out. Show it. You know what I'm saying? So if you go into the Apocrypha, which is the Bible, and go to 1 Maccabees, the 1st chapter, it says, and it happened, this first book of the Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, and smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. See how I'm not lying? Now, I don't know if you can see it again, but it's in first book of the Maccabees. It says, Maccabees chapter 1. It says it plainly. The first book of the Maccabees, and it happened that Alexander, and anybody go into history, they know all about Alexander the Great, all right? And you go and find out his history. He is the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim and smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes. So you go back to find out who Darius was through the book of Daniel, then you'll find out the whole bloodline, and they talk about those different kingdoms and so forth in those prophecies. And Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So you want to know who's the first so-called Grecian? Was Alexander the Great. All right, as far as in reigning over them, because the original Greeks were actually living in was the land of Japhet, which white man came over when he took over. All right, but he was first as king of the Greeks. All right. So then you find out that this is the so-called African, Hamite, Zidonian, Canaanite sold us into the so-called Grecians that they might remove them far from their border. So then what happened to our people? Did we get removed? Or did we stay in our native land? Or did we get sold and brought over to another land, sold as slaves? We got brought over here, sold as slaves, just as the scripture said. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold into the Grecians. So when you sell somebody, you enslave somebody and you sell them. Well, first of all, that's against the scriptures. That's breaking many laws. According to Exodus, I think the 21st chapter, that's against that law. Exodus 21 and 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Well, they stole us. And right now, when the Most High come back, whose hands are we going to be found to be in? White man's hands. They're going to surely be put to death, according to the Most High. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right? And then let's see what the description of the children also of Judah. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's see what the Bible physically describes the children of Judah to be. Let's go to Jeremiah 14 and verse 2. Jeremiah 14 and 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is going up. The Most High said, whoever is Judah, they're mourning, which means in a state of lamentation, sad, hurting, crying out to the Most High for their condition. Their gates languish. Their neighborhoods languish. Their neighborhoods look like shit from the overwhelmingly majority. All right? They languish. All right? They are black unto the ground. If I go take a piece of dirt from any piece of grass and I go under, matter of fact, even the cement, and I go underneath it and I go down into the ground, what color is the ground? It's going to be dark, from dark black to sand. The light tan brown. What color you see niggas at? You got Drake or Terrence Howard, light brown, light tan. All right, so you go all the way to Wesley Snipes, dark, or one of the, Tyrese or somebody who's dark brown. We're all shades of the ground. That's what the scripture just said. All right. And this specifically said Judah, which is so-called Negroes, all right? And it said, and the children of Jerusalem, which goes for all the people of the Lord, because Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, so it really mainly means everybody. Because you go back, the conquistadors went over there and conquered South America and conquered the so-called Latinos, which was our people. White man came over here and conquered the Native American Indians, which was our people. And if Jerusalem was the capital of Israel, it refers to all of Israel. And we were sold and brought over here in slavery by that Hamite African, and now we're going to listen to a white man tell us we're African when we're not African. Our ancestors say